Hey everybody, welcome back to Run and Gun. I'm so glad to have you guys here with me this weekend. And in this video, I'm going to get into my Run and Gun camera kit, and I'm gonna show you exactly what I carry around in my camera bag. So let's get right into it. All right, so I am here with my Photo Classic BP 300 AW, which is a pretty awesome all-weather bag. This is my upgrade to my BP 150, and you guys can check out my reviews to the BP 150. That is an absolutely awesome run and gun photo bag, and I think this photo bag is the awesome upgrade to the BP 150. It just does everything I need it to do. It fits so much gear in it. It's nice and comfortable. It has all of the upgrades that I wanted stepping up from the BP 150. This bag is absolutely awesome. I can throw a tripod right in here, and it has a little foot that actually comes out of the bottom of the bag, and this will hold one of the legs of your tripod. I also use this for my ice lights when I'm doing some mobile portraits, kind of run and gun portrait style. I can throw the ice lights right in here, and the little end of the light will sit right here and be held so it doesn't fall out of the bottom. That's what makes this bag really awesome. The padding of this bag in the back is great, especially when I'm carrying it around for 5-6 hours at a time, and it's pretty darn breathable. It also, like I said earlier, is the all-weather, so I have a little zipper compartment on the bottom, and I can pull out the little rain cover, and this rain cover goes over the entire bag. Great, let's say I'm going around New York. It's always raining in New York whenever I want to shoot, mostly because I plan it that way. But that is absolutely fantastic for shooting out in any sort of wet, snowy, slushy, rainy weather conditions. This is a great bag. So let's open this bag up and check out what's inside. First thing inside my camera bag is going to be my camera body. And right now I'm shooting, stuck in there pretty good. That's good so it doesn't fall out. Right now I'm shooting on the Nikon Z6. Absolutely love the Nikon Z line. As you can see, I'm repping one of the Nikon Z t-shirts. This thing and the adapter is absolutely great to go with all of my old Nikon glass. The shutter is silent. It's perfect for run and gun photography. You can do street portraits and street photography, and no one's gonna even know you're shooting because the shutter is absolutely silent. It has this awesome articulating LCD screen, so I can lay this on the ground. I can get some great reflections in puddles and all sorts of cool things. I can also flop it the other way, do my Hail Mary shots if I need to. It's just an all-around fantastic run and gun camera, and if you don't have any of the Nikon Z series, I highly recommend it. I hear Nikon is thinking about coming out with a Nikon Z3 and also a Nikon Z8. I think the Z3 is going to be a crop sensor, and the Z8 is going to be the next level up from the Z6, which is already an awesome 45 megapixel camera. But this guy is great in low light. I was shooting time lapses in Cape Canaveral of some of the SpaceX and ULA rockets. I got to shoot a rocket launch with this, and this camera body just keeps performing above my expectations, and that's why I absolutely love this Nikon Z line. Highly recommend it. Again, great run and gun camera. What else do I have in my bag? I have a lot of batteries. Always carry batteries. Highly recommend it. I have 3 extras right here. I like to keep at least 2 extra batteries in addition to the one that I have in my camera body. I always make sure they are fully charged before I go out so that I'm not having to worry about flipping through batteries and worrying about, do I have enough battery power to get through this shoot? I wanna shoot and I wanna move. So the next thing in my kit is, the lens cover just came off, the Nikon 14mm 2.8 prime. This guy is a beast. I've had 2 of these lenses now. I had one that got damaged, a piece of equipment fell on this lens hood, but the awesome part about this lens hood, it's made out of aluminum, so it's super sturdy. It's not like the plastic 14-24 that Nikon also makes. This is a solid prime lens, and I highly recommend this for doing run and gun photography. It comes with this nice little lens cap. It's hard on the top and soft on the sides, and you just tighten it on like that. super small. It's a lot smaller than the 14 to 24. And let's be real, if I'm shooting the 14 to 24, I'm using it for 14 millimeters, and why not just have an awesome prime? The vignetting is a lot better on this. The chromatic aberration is so much better on this lens, meaning there's less of it, there's less vignetting, and it's a great run and gun lens. That's why I always have it with me in my kit. Also, I'm gonna have gaffer's tape in my run and gun kit. That's in case anything falls apart. That's in case I have to mic someone up with a lav mic and I need to tape it to them. If a leg falls off my tripod, I'm gonna tape that beast right back together. So I always carry gaffer's tape. Also, carry a set of filters. I try and keep them in the case. I try and keep everything dry. I'll keep the UV filters on the lens to protect it, but I have a polarizer. I have ND filters, at least a couple stops of those, just in case I wanna do some time lapses or I wanna show some motion with some slow shutter speeds during the day. So I have 2 sets of these guys so I can stack filters, and I usually carry multiple sizes just in case I have multiple size lenses. So what's next in my kit? I usually keep one of these air guys, the air blowers. These are great if you're working in a dusty environment. I was just down in Florida. It was super humid and it was super sandy, and I was getting sand all in the components of my lens, and sand is bad. Sand and electronic components do not mix. So one of these guys is great to blow around your lens before you even take your lens off, so you don't actually get little bits of sand. And you know, sand's abrasive. You don't want to get that in your sensor, in your mirror, in any of your components. It'll just ruin everything. So one of these air blasters, highly recommend it. So next in my camera bag, I have an assortment of lenses, and I will start here from the bottom. Here's a Sigma 35 1.4, absolutely tack sharp, and the depth of field fall off is gorgeous. I was down in California, Venice Beach, taking portraits with this guy, and a 35 mil is a must-have for environmental portraits. Next thing I have in my bag, which highly recommend everyone have, and if you don't have one, please pick one up, and that is a 50 millimeter 1.4. This one is made by Sigma. I have a couple that are made by Nikon as well, but as many people call them, the Nifty 50 is just a fantastic lens. It gives super shallow depth of field, a very cinematic feel, and when people look at a 50 millimeter shot, it just resonates with the brain and with the eye, and it just looks great. And this is pretty great for portraits as well, nice shallow depth of field. And these are always going to be in my run and gun kit. I'm always gonna have a Nifty 50 with me at all times. So next in the bag, I have a little bit older, but this is an 85 1.4. The 85 1.8 also works great. This guy is fantastic. It's one of my favorite lenses, one of my all-time favorite portrait lenses. I think between the 35, the 50, and the 85, and my 14, this is an extremely solid kit. I really, really enjoy carrying primes. And some people might ask, you're trying to run and gun, why don't you carry a zoom lens just to have all of those focal lengths in one lens? You have all the way from, 24 to 70 or 70 to 200. Honestly, 2 of these guys is about the size of a zoom lens, and I absolutely love the quality of prime lenses, especially Nikon, but Sigma's doing a great job at prime lenses. If you can't afford Nikon glass, I know it's expensive, go for a Sigma. It's a little bit cheaper and the quality is still fantastic. The autofocus still works great, even through my Z6 and my FTZ adapter. So I will set this guy on the floor again. This is an absolutely fantastic bag. Also has this little zipper compartment here, and I guess I have some stuff. I got some stickers in here that I accidentally left, and got a cool little patch from Boeing and ULA from the last rocket launch I did, but I just like to stuff little things in here. Always have lens cleaning cloths. I had one directly on my camera strap. I'll usually keep a couple in here, but if you're trying to run and gun, especially in the rain or dirty, crappy conditions, I'm always carrying at least 2 or 3 so that when one gets wet or one gets full of sand, I'm not grinding sand or grinding moisture into my lens. I don't want to mess it up. always switch out when they start to get dirty. So let's take a look at the last piece of gear that I like to carry with me, and that happens to be my Ronin S. This guy is awesome, especially in conjunction with the Nikon Z6. DJI just recently dropped an update so that everything is compatible between the Ronin S and the Z6. So I can focus right here with this little focus ring, and it will go through the USB cable, focus right through my lens. I can also start and stop recording. I can start and stop video and take photos. I can do all of my time-lapse programming right in the DJI app, which is absolutely sweet. So I don't have to set it up in camera and try and get to the back of the camera from here. Everything can be done in the app. I can flop this guy around, and I took this guy down to Cape Canaveral to test it, doing some time lapse of, like I told you earlier, some of the ULA and some of the SpaceX rockets during the day and at night. And this performed pretty flawlessly. And the Nikon Z6 and this are like the perfect run and gun kit, doing photo, doing video, doing my B-roll, whatever I need to take care of. This is a must-have run and gun tool. So that is all for what I keep in my camera bag. This is my kind of heavier run and gun kit, but it serves me well. And I always recommend you stay in shape. So if you're carrying a heavy bag like this, it's just a breeze to carry. I do squats all the time because I'm squatting with this bag up and down to get different perspectives on shots. And it's just a good idea in general if you're gonna adopt that run and gun style like I shoot. Especially in the military, I'm running around all over the place with heavy equipment and I have to change things out all the time. It's a great idea to stay in shape. So it's not necessarily something I keep in my bag, but just a little pro tip for you guys. So that is all for this video. That's what I carry in my day-to-day run and gun camera bag. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you got something out of this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe for my future videos. Check out in the description, I'll have links to all of this equipment if you want to go ahead and pick it up. And let me know down below in the comments what some of the run and gun gear that you guys keep in your bag on a day-to-day basis. So until next time, get out and go shoot.